many AP classes did I take in high school? Dude, so many. So many. So the actual classes, I didn't take as many, but the tests, I took so many. Because no one tells you this. You could just take any AP test you want. Like AP Human Geography, if you can write some, excuse my language, if you can bullshit a little, you can get a 5 on AP Human Geography, right? You need to like read a Wikipedia article. That's it, and you're done. You're set. You're free. AP Human Geography is fake. Like 90% of the course material is just trying to convince you that it is a valid field. They're just like, there sure are humans, and there is geography, and sometimes these things interact. If you just remember the phrase ethnic cleavages, which you will, because how could you forget it, you'll be fine. You can actually just get a 5 on AP Human Geography. What is human geography? Brother, I don't know, and I got a 5. And one of the essays I wrote was about what human geography is. The premise is just like, what if all of history could be explained by rocks? And you're like, well, certainly some of history could be explained by rocks. And, you know, you guys seem really into it, and I don't want to take this away from you. This stream is either going to be a nonstop source of clips or the reason I get canceled. Both? Yeah, it could be a source of great clips and the reason I get canceled. And then while I'm canceled, y'all can just keep minding this one stream for clips. A meteoric ascent followed by a swift crash. I do think that that's possible. You know, that happens to a lot of people. A lot of people, they like take off and then immediately they're just like, did you know that 1,000 years ago she said this? I know what it would be because I already got, okay, I didn't get canceled because no one cared and no one knew who I was. You gotta be careful as a girl, because if you are a little bit stupid and also remotely autistic, you can accidentally compliment a guy in a way that will incapacitate him for a day. And so you have to be like a little bit careful, right? And TikTok, they lost their minds. They lost their whole minds. They were like, whose fault is it that men don't get enough compliments? And I was like, well, I don't think it's mine personally, because like it would be impractical for me to compliment all men. Like, I can't do that. That's really hard to compliment every man. I think that would take more time than I have in a lifetime. So they were like, and like, literally, like, women complaining about this when it's their fault. And okay, here's what I will say. Guys compliment girls a lot, but you know who's the number one complimenter of girls? You know who's, like, the number one source? The number one natural resource of women compliments for women is drunk girls in a bathroom. Yeah, right? Exactly. Like, I get complimented sometimes by my friends, and I toss those compliments back, right? And they're mostly guys. I would say, like, we toss some compliments back and forth on occasion. Dude, if I walk into a bathroom in a bar for even 5 seconds, there's a girl just, like, clinging to you who's just like, you have the most beautiful eyelashes. Like, there's the number one source of compliments for women is other women in the bar bathroom. They just will find you. They'll be like, I love your lipstick. And you'll be like, I'm not wearing lipstick. And they'll be like, it looks so natural. So then when people are like, well, you know, whose fault do you think it is that men aren't getting compliments? And it's like, listen, man, maybe it's, and I posted this. That was my mistake. I tweeted back. Maybe it is a little bit women's fault that men don't get enough compliments, but I think it's 100% men's fault. I think men clearly are slacking in the men's bathroom. In the men's bathroom, men should just be like running up and hugging each other. I know that it's a little weird because there's like urinals involved, right? Like everyone, okay. In the women's bathroom, everyone is wearing clothes in the common space, but I understand that boys, they're not always wearing clothes in the common space, so maybe they shouldn't hug each other. But I will say, if boys stepped up their compliments game, if drunk boys were complimenting each other with the same ferocity that drunk girls are complimenting each other, I don't think we'd have this problem at all. So I refuse to accept sole responsibility. Personally, I refuse to accept full responsibility for the fact that boys aren't getting enough compliments. And my point was literally a word of warning. Like, if you're an autistic woman, this isn't going to occur to you, right? You see something cool and you're like, hey, cool something, right? You're not expecting to ruin someone's job interview that day, right? You're not expecting to make someone mess up a meeting. So this was literally a word of warning. But I already got like a little bit TikTok canceled. The other time I got a little bit TikTok canceled was when I said that I was saving myself for Dolly Parton, and I did literally get banned on TikTok Live. And then what was my other little scrape and scuffle. Oh, there was the time when, despite always being clear about the fact that like I know some Chinese because of my robotics team and I'm white, people were like, Ellie is pretending to be Chinese, which I'm not. I'm not Chinese, and you can tell that because I'm white. And because of how I'm white is how you can tell that. I've literally shared pictures of myself and talked about I'm white. Anyway, yeah, so those are my cancellations. So I do believe that if I ever took off, okay, I have taken off, but if I ever like took off, like to the point where people were just like, I've got nothing to do today, how about I ruin this woman's life? I think it would probably be one of those 3 things, I think. Guys, which of those 3 things do you think it would be? Can we get a poll? Don't make a poll for that. I'm so real right now. Do not make a poll for that. That should not be a poll. I'm white. I'm so white. I'm blindingly white. I look like I have tuberculosis. We've been through this. I look like I'm dying of tuberculosis. Maple is not touching that. May, my darling, you deserve better. Yeah, that's the other reason I'm gonna get canceled, is that I make Maple put up with this. That's inhumane treatment of the sweetest person I know. Maple, you deserve better. Someday, I hope that I can be a stepping stone for you to mod for a better streamer. Guys, the number one, like, greatest relief I could hear, I mean, it would ruin my streaming career. I couldn't do any of what I do without Maple, but can you imagine how pleased I would be if May was like, Ellie, I'm freaking out of here. I have someone else to mod for, and they don't give me heart palpitations, you know? I would be so happy for her. I dream of that day for her. For me, I would be ruined, but for her, I dream. Pet the mods, yes.